I'm thrilled to be with you guys today because we're going to be discussing 5 habits of self-love. And these are healthy habits that I've learned over my own journey in my life that I practice daily to make sure that I hold myself accountable to treating myself the best way. Honestly, self-love and this whole idea and notion of building these habits completely changed my inner world, which reflected in my outer world. And these 5 tips are essential for making sure that you guys are practicing self-love too. The first one, boundaries. Oh my God, when I was learning about boundaries in my life, I kept repeating it. Even to the people who I felt were pushing my boundaries, I would just say boundaries out loud because I didn't know how to practice and deal with the habit at the time, but really respecting my own boundaries. And one of those boundaries, time and space. Your time is valuable and your space is valuable. And you need to believe that because you're the only one who can hold those boundaries for yourself, because nobody will. Just like the saying goes, give an inch, they'll take a mile, right? You need to know, especially if you are an empath or somebody who loves giving and loves to care about other people, you need to know where to set your boundaries in order to make sure that you're still being the giving and kind person that you are, but you're not being taken advantage of. That, my friends, is an act of self-love. And you need to establish these boundaries for the external world, which means friends, work, also your family too. These 3 areas are so important because work will push you, your family will push you, your friends will push you, because either a lot of times it's coming from love, like your family wants to spend more time with you. They want to do things, you know what I mean? Your friends want to spend more time with you and see you, and that's fine, but you have to make sure that the time that you're giving isn't compromising time that you would rather spend doing something else that would benefit you or make you happier. So make sure that you set strong boundaries and make sure that you set this tone in a respectful way. I make sure to communicate as well, because communication is key. Like in the beginning, I was shouting boundaries, you know what I mean? I need to respect my boundaries, but the truth is like if my friends ask me to stay longer or to do something, I would be like, you know what, I really, really would love to see you, and I really, really would love to do this, but I have something else to do that's really important to me. And then what you do, a trick that I use, even when it comes to work, if somebody asks you to do something, you give them a target date. You tell them when you will do it. If you can't, and it's gonna compromise your sanity, your love for yourself, give them a target for when you will complete it by, or when you will do it. And that people will respect, because it shows that you respect yourself and you also respect what they're asking. The second piece of advice I would give you, treat yourself like a child. I know it seems strange, but a lot of people who I've tried to help when it comes to smoking, because I used to be a smoker, I know, shocker, believe it or not, and I quit cold turkey. And how I quit was through this journey of self-love, but also, you know, if you give a smoker a pack of cigarettes and you say, okay, here, take the cigarettes, right? And then you tell them to give a cigarette to a child, their face, and they're just in horror. They're like, oh my God, I would never give that to a child. It's horrible. Like, why would I ever do that? You know what I mean? And then you say, okay, if you wouldn't do that to a child, why would you do that to yourself? Why would you treat yourself with so much harm when you're the only person that can protect you? It's a sad realization, and when that light bulb clicks and you're like, oh wow, we treat other people sometimes better than we treat our own selves. So when you start looking at yourself and treating yourself as the child inside you and as a child, you start loving and respecting yourself in all areas of your life. Like when a child paints something for the first time or does something, you cheer them on and you give them encouragement. You tell them it's the best painting that you've ever seen, right? And to keep going. But when you draw something or you don't like it, believe me, with my painting, I've done it too when I've been hard on myself. You talk badly to yourself. You say, oh my God, that's terrible. I can't believe you painted this. How long have you been doing this for? And this is what you paint? You know what I mean? You have this bad monologue with yourself, and I switched it off by treating myself as if I was my child, like as if I was a child as well. Like, what would I say to my child? You know what, that's okay. We're gonna keep painting and it's gonna get better. Don't worry about it. You're doing a good job. At least you're trying and you're there and you're putting in the time and the effort. This is the way that you have to talk to yourself and treat yourself kindly. And it also helped me when it came to sports as well. Because I was an avid athlete, especially in high school. I did everything: soccer, basketball starting five, coaching volleyball, playing volleyball, swimming. I did track and field, everything. And I would get really, really upset if I would get injured, right? And I would almost be mean to my body because I was annoyed with my body of my limitation, right? Because an injury was a limitation to me. So say like you roll your ankle, I'd be like, really? I would be so angry and upset at me and the situation. But when I taught myself to treat myself as a child and treat myself with love, I remember I would just be grateful. I'd be like, you know what? I'm really, really grateful for my ankle. It's let me walk on it my whole life. Like how many years? I'm so grateful and blessed to be able to walk. And I know that this is an injury and I know that I'm not so happy about it now, but you know what? It's just my body telling me that that area needs a little bit more love and attention right now. And that's okay. And I would take care of myself as if I was taking care of somebody else and a child. I would wrap my ankle as if I was doing it for somebody else, put cream on my ankle like a Voltaren or something to help with the swelling, ice it. If you treat yourself how you treat others, I promise you, you will start to love yourself a lot more. And then those habits will build in you and be ingrained in you. So definitely use that one. Another one is not caring what other people think about you. Now, I've done a video about this that's already been posted, so I'm going to link it below and just give you a brief overview. But a lot of times when people say things to you and they tell you things about yourself, usually it's a reflection of their own insecurities and difficulties and challenges. So the best way to deal with this and not caring about what other people think about you, making sure that you distance yourself and you recognize that nobody will ever know the universe that you are and the capacity and everything that you hold. Nobody will ever be able to understand that. And it's not their job to. It's not their job to, right? You have to respect that they have an opinion, but it's just an opinion. And you also have to remember to tell yourself that your opinion is the one that matters, not anybody else's, because nobody's going to know you as well as you know yourself. The fourth one, invest in yourself. Find ways to invest in yourself, even if it's just with your time. Some ways you can do it is purchasing courses. Be dedicated to something that you're passionate about and invest in yourself and invest in your development. If there are areas that you're struggling with or areas that you want to improve, another one, drawing if you want to draw. If you want to learn an instrument, invest in yourself and do that. If you want to be a better speaker, invest in yourself and do that. It's important to invest yourself because it's an act of self-love that tells your mind and your body that I am carving out this amount of time and I'm putting this much energy towards my self-improvement, which is critical. And then finally, the last one that I truly, truly recommend, alone time. Whether you're an extrovert, if more so if you're an extrovert, because the introverts already do this, but alone time and plan that alone time. Don't just leave it up to chance for whenever you get alone time, especially people who have very, very busy households. If you're a mother with many kids and you have a whole household to take care of, or you're a father and you have your work and then you have to come home and take care of kids, and a mom as well, you have your work and you have to come home and take care of kids. Everybody has really, really busy lives. So no matter what role you play in the world, make sure to plan alone time. It is essential. And before I did this, I was like a little bit lost. I would get lost in other people's lives. I would get lost in the happenings of what was happening in my environment, and my direction wasn't clear. That alone time changed my life. And what I would do to plan in that alone time was I would make sure part of it was meditation, because that's truly one of the deepest forms of being centered within yourself that you can practice. So make sure you have that alone time and give yourself that. You deserve it. Because I honestly say, and it was one of the most profound realizations that I had when I was younger, and it was to do with death. And it was, you know, you think about all the people, hopefully you live a long, wonderful, productive, fulfilling life. and you think about the people that'll be around you when you're on your deathbed. And my thought and my realization was that the last person in my mind that I would really say goodbye to is myself. And it's not a selfish thing. We love the people around us. The people around us create this experience and make it so much more beautiful and for us to enjoy. It's important to have the people around us and the relationships, but truly the last person that you say goodbye to on this planet is yourself. That relationship is so important. So you think about how much time and how much effort you put in other relationships, everything outside of you, but you don't do it in yourself. So make sure you plan that alone time, and please use these 5 habits because they will transform your internal life, which will make huge impacts on your external life. And I really, really hope these help you guys. Hit that like button, show it some love, and don't forget to subscribe because I have so many great tips, so many great videos coming out that I'm super, super thrilled about and happy to be sharing with all of you. Finally, I've been so excited to be along this journey with you guys, and I'm really appreciative of everybody who's staying along and enjoying these and encouraging me along the way. So thank you all so much. Sending my love and bye for now.